The Lot 4 female, Miss V8 992/9, is a very unique heifer in this sale. She's a heifer that's very moderate frame. If you're looking for a heifer that's a big growthy heifer, you don't need to consider the Lot 4 heifer, because she's a very moderate heifer that's almost fault-free. She's dark pigmented, beautiful underline, nice level top, lots of muscle and thickness, just a very, very nice heifer. I'm not saying this heifer can't be competitive in the show ring, because just like all shows, it depends on who's judging. But if you want a nice, moderate, easy fleshing heifer that has tremendous character about her and presence, you're gonna like this heifer. She's gonna look good when we videotape her, I promise you, because she's just almost a fault-free heifer. And I know that term is really overused by lots of different people, but this one could almost fit that. She could be perfection in the flesh, this heifer. Almost a carbon copy of her mother, 718/8. You might remember at the 2020 National Show, she was shown with twin heifer calves at side. In fact, the first class of heifers was a little April heifer that we showed, 314/9, who won that class and ended up being the reserve national champion heifer calf behind the Dream Girl cow 203/9, who was the heifer calf champion and went on that way to be a national champion. And then the senior champion cow that day was the 718/8, the mother of this heifer, and she had those twin heifer calves sucking her, 314/9 and 315/9, and those heifers were shown as the produce of dam throughout their lifetime, and they were all, I think they were beaten one time, the end time we showed them, but they twice were the national champion produce of dam and once the international champion produce of dam. So just outstanding phenotype on these cattle, and an excellent show record just time after time on these particular cows. The dam of 718/8 was also a real top cow, and she's a cow, Miss V8 49/8, who is the dam of guardian. So you'll notice on several of these heifers that are in this sale, their mothers and grandmothers have also been mothers or grandmothers of some of our most famous herd sires that we've produced, 191/7, 146, Yeti. So this heifer goes back, fits that same mold when you look on that bottom side of that pedigree. And I tell you, one of the most important parts to look at on this pedigree is that bottom side of that pedigree. Don't forget it, because that's where you've got so much of that maternal influence on breeding cattle. And sometimes everybody's looking at the sire, and this heifer's sired by 146. And anytime you have Sloan in there, that means you're doing the cow, Miss V8 805/6, one of the top cows that we've ever had. An old cow that went back to Vic Maspero breeding down in South Texas, Miss V8 539/6, and then the Clandesta cow 807U5. That was a very, very top cow, probably one of the top Suva daughters ever produced. Phenotype on these cattle, and an excellent show record just time after time on these particular cows. You know, being sired by 146 too, I might mention that. You know, that the cost of that semen domestically is almost price prohibited at what we sell that for. So you don't have a lot of 146's cattle just floating around here in the United States. So that gives you, if you have offspring or daughters of that bull, kind of a unique marketing sales pitch, because there's not a bunch of them around. And people like those genetics, and sometimes we're sold out of them, so people who are customers of ours, when they put those 146 granddaughters in those sales, those heifers have, those offspring bulls and heifers and embryos have brought good money. Anyway, I like this heifer very much. She's a beautiful heifer, very gentle, dark pigmented. Good muscle, good thickness from as good a cow family as we have. I think she'd be a unique breeding piece and a front pasture cow. that you'll enjoy and should be a very easy keeper because her whole female background is easy fleshing, good doing, moderate type cows.